We're here with Truman men's soccer head coach Duke Cochran to talk about the Bulldogs weekly preview, to summarize last week and talk about what's coming up this weekend. Bulldogs last week competed at the Quincy Bowl over in Quincy, Illinois, losing to Quincy and Missouri S&T. Coach, just kind of walk us through the weekend and how did the team play?
Let's see. First game against Quincy, at Quincy on the turf. It's good. I mean, we came out just hitting on all cylinders. In the first 15 minutes, it looked like, we're gonna score. Several half chances just didn't get a foot on the final ball, or when given the opportunity on frame, either missed it just high or just wide. So got several chances, just didn't take advantage of those opportunities. And then down at the other end, they get a PK. Goalkeeper Duke Cochran comes up huge. I mean, he makes a save on a PK, which usually that gives your team momentum. And unfortunately, Quincy, about 3 minutes right after that, took advantage of a couple defensive breakdowns in the middle of the park that saw a slotted ball through for 1v1, and Brony had already come up big, and he didn't get that one, so they go up 1-0 at half. Second half, a lot of the same, very even play. They outshot us overall, but not by a lot. I think it was 16-11, but they had 8 on frame, which we only had 3 on frame. So again, have to do better with our opportunities. We're getting our chances, so put one away, it changes the game. But again, made a couple defensive mistakes in the middle of the park that led to some breakdowns in the back. So one mistake led to 2 mistakes, compounds the problem. Drew still got a hand to it, and in that game, I'd say we played pretty well. A couple breakdowns, some half chances that we need to take advantage of. Watched some video, corrected that stuff, and played better the next game against S&T.
Okay, and talk about that S&T game, 3-2 loss. It was kind of back and forth. You came back, and then S&T get you late.
S&T, with all the teams there, Quincy's definitely the stronger side. Quincy should do very well this year. We're just a solid team. S&T came out of the gates pretty fast, and we got caught on our heels, gave some free service, didn't track, got stuck on our goal line, led to a goal a minute and 9 seconds in. So it really deflates a team that's looking for their first shutout of the season. And unfortunately, that kind of gets guys' heads down, and it takes us a little bit to get back out of that funk. It took too long. This young team needs to understand it's 89 minutes left, a little over 88 really to score. So we can come back from it, but it's kind of a dagger early. Play okay in the first half, too defensive minded, keep playing the ball back. At halftime, made some changes, pushed more players forward, and kind of put them on their heels and dictated play in the second half. We basically tie the second half to look at some of the positive things for this young team. Come out firing on all cylinders, get a PK, and he just doesn't hit it well. Keeper, fairly routine save for the keeper. If I'm a goalie, I'm very happy with that shot. But again, they come back down. Well, S&T this time comes back down on a corner. We're just a little late on our mark. Need to be bigger and stronger as a goalie in our 6 and dictate play in the box. And they go up 2-0, so they have some momentum. And we get another PK later in the game as we're pushing forward. And Tony Ludicky, he steps up and grabs it, and he wants to take it, and he buries it. He hits it as most forwards that like to score goals and pad their stats that normally should. He banged it with all kinds of confidence, saying, I'm going to get my goals, I'm going to get my numbers. And that gave us some momentum. Oh, actually, the PK was the second goal. So before that, about 10 minutes before that, we got a free kick near the end line that Kyle, swung in, and Langley hit off the crossbar and in. So actually, that made it 2-1. The PK makes it 2-2. So all kinds of momentum. They come back down. Some referee, to be fair, was just suspect, and I mean for everyone, both teams. There's no advantage gained either way, but just some real interesting calls. So foul about 30 yards out. Nick Wallner's in goal now. He sets the wall. It looks good, and it looks as if a S&T player kind of works his way in to just the edge of the wall and creates a little gap. And Luda's on the edge of the wall. And that gap's created, jumps and turns. It looks like it gets by just about shoulder height through the wall. And Wallner's coming across, and it bounces a little bit for him. It looks like he might have tipped it, but it just had too much on it since it got through the wall. Go side netting and get a couple more chances to end the game, but it ends 3-2, and our guys are gutted because they showed great resilience. They have to have better focus to start the game, but they showed that they've got the ability to fight for everything, and they came back from 2-0 down. So those are some positive things in that regard.
Obviously, a long season. You've got MIAA play coming up starting in a couple of weeks, but you've got some time to work on some things. What have been the focal points of practice this week?
I'm a very attack-minded coach, but the focus has got to get back to protecting your goal. We haven't had a shutout in over a year with some of these young teams and a lot of changes in the back, so just getting the guys to take ownership of the goal and the entire team protecting the goal, pushing them wide, doing everything to get behind ball, fight for shutouts, because then if you score 1, you can win 1-0, or you can get a point 0-0. So, we did some good amount of running yesterday to try to get their attention, because right now lack of focus is really killing us in moments of the game. So, I think I got their attention. They're pretty tired. I'll try to have some more fun today and bring them back to show them that the game should be fun. But you have to be on task, not just when the game starts, before it starts. So we're really harping on them protecting the goal together.
Sure. A couple of NAIA schools this weekend, including the home opener on Saturday. It's a little bit of a Bulldog reunion weekend for former Bulldog soccer players coming back to coach against their former school and whatnot. So talk about those matches this weekend.
Well, Westminster, they're D3, NCAA D3. But we've played them in the past, and Martin Clace, who is an All-American here in the midfield I coached, he understands what it means to play here and how to play Bulldogs. So he's done an amazing job with that program. He's turned them around in the last 3 years to become a conference contender within their conference. So we know what we're up against, and it'll be fun to just, one, to see Martin back in the Ville, but two, we get to play on our home field. So if we're going to turn anything around, that's where it should always happen. So having good fans, being on your own pitch, and working together should be fun. Then we head to Lindenwood, Belleville, and Dan Hogan, who played for the program and coached for the program back in the 80s. He's the coach of their program, and don't really know a lot about them. Pretty new program. But, Hogan, or Hogs as they call him, was nice enough to offer us another game. So we took him up on it, and we'll go see what happens.
All right. Like we said, the Bulldog men's soccer team home this Saturday for their home opener, 3 o'clock against Westminster. So be sure to come out and support the Dogs. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.